Hi and welcome everyone to the first video of this course. In this video, I will explain to you the user interface of Photoshop. So let's just jump into it. And before that, I want to clarify doubts if you have of what version you should use for this course. So if you have version 2019 and above, it will work absolutely fine. But if you have, for example, CS6 or CS4, um, there will be some tools that will not be in your version, but you will be able to follow along to about 80% of this course. So that's about it. Let's go back to user interface. So if you open up Photoshop, it will look something like this. So we have the recent files right here. So I have recent files because I was working on them. But if you're opening up Photoshop for the first time, there will be tutorials here, I guess. So there will be tutorials instead of recent files. And we have two other buttons, open and create new. So if you want to create a new document, we will click on create new, and if you want to open a image, we will click on open. And if you are on an older version of Photoshop, you won't have these two buttons, so we'll have to go to file, new, open. Okay, so for now let's click on create new. So lots of scary stuff just pops up on our screen, but just don't worry. So I'll not explain it right now. I will explain this in the next video. But for now, just type in 1920 in width, 180 in height, standard HD landscape dimensions, and then click on create. For some reason, these extras always show when I open up a document, but forget that. So this is the basic user interface of Photoshop. So before explaining it, if your Photoshop interface doesn't look like mine, or if you have just messed up everything, like just dragged everything here and there, and are saying like, what am I gonna do now? Everything is ruined. So what will you do is you will go to Window, Workspace, and then just click on Essentials, and then go to Window, Workspace, and then go to Reset Essentials. So now your workspace will look like this. Now I will explain to you everything one by one. So on the left hand side, here are all the tools that we will be using. So for example, brush and magic wand, lasso, like all the tools are here, and the colors too. And if you don't like this list, like all this in a straight line, you can just click on this arrow. I also like it in this way, like in two rows. Then we have our main canvas in the middle. Here we will put images, and we can see what is happening on our document right here. Then we have on the right hand side, we have different tabs, layers, channels, paths, adjustments, properties, color. We will go through them in later lessons. And this rectangle bar, I don't know what to say, but this just shows the properties of the tool. So for example, if I have the brush tool, here we can see the size, hardness, different kinds of brush, and opacity, flow, smoothing. So different properties of tools. For example, if I now go to crop, here you can see the ratio for which you have to crop, clear, different properties of the tool. So basically this is what there will be in this rectangular bar. And on the top we have different menus. For example, file, edit, image. So there's nothing to explain in that. These are just menus, and they have some adjustments that we will be using. And that is pretty much it for user interface. In the next lesson, I will be explaining what is all this scary stuff here. So let's just hop right into that, and I'll meet you in the next lesson.